Hello everyone, I'm back from the grave. I know it's been a while since I last posted a video, or an update in general, but the iOS version is now up and running, and I figured that was worth an update, plus I promised to make a video when it was released. So the app is listed as Dokk OS on the Apple App Store, just the same as it was on Android, and I'll post a link in the description in the comments as well, to make it a little bit easier to get to. So the reason it's been a while, I think I said 1 month originally was what I was aiming for the iOS development. It's been a little bit more than that, but the reason for that is I've actually been working on like the previous summer, and apparently that takes a lot of time. And now I'm also preparing for college, which I will be heading off to in just a few days, so that doesn't really help my time situation. But I'll still try and work on updates for the app in the little spare time that I have. So first thing to go over in terms of the actual app is that the functions aren't necessarily the same as in Android. The reason for this is Apple devices are limited in hardware and software. They don't have the exact same, button setups. Obviously, iPhones have a single home button, volume buttons, power button, whereas most Android devices will have home, back, list, two volume buttons, maybe a custom button and a power button. So that changed a little bit of the app function, but in general it's still the same. In addition to this, Apple is really stingy about what kind of apps they let through. They're really strict when it comes to potentially annoying features for apps, like something that they don't think the users would appreciate, as if they know all the users for a certain app, and they'll just reject it if they don't like it, basically. They actually say in their terms that they don't have to have a reason in order to reject an app. They say they can just do it, basically. So I had to limit a few things in order to get it through the App Store without being rejected. First thing that I had to limit was the vibration. So in the iOS version, vibration is not continuous. So on Android, as you probably know, once the hack is initiated, it'll continuously vibrate in that pattern until the hack is stopped, until you hit the back button and the screen closes. But in iOS, I have it so that it just vibrates once when the hack starts, and then when you close it, it vibrates again. That way I don't trigger any of the app reviewers working over at Apple. And I will try to add continuous vibration. What I'll probably do is make it default to no vibration, but have a switch somewhere, setting somewhere, where you can toggle the continuous vibration, and hopefully that'll make it through app review. Second difference is that there's no table view yet. So on Android version, it lists all the phones that you're connected to, and actually lists more than phones if you want. It lists all Bluetooth devices. On iOS, it has a label that basically says you are connected to these devices, and it doesn't let you, select specific ones to hack. It was extremely easy for me, the way multi-peer connectivity is set up between iOS devices, to just hack all of them. And I will try to add the table view later. So I was focusing on time because, I'm going to be going off to college, and I wanted to get this out before then in case I actually didn't have time to work on updates. And for the sake of time, I ended up not being able to finish table views. But that will probably come in the next update, whenever that is, so that you can, check off certain devices and call them instead of calling everyone. Last, but also least, the iOS version doesn't have an alarm function. So as I understand it, alarm apps for iOS don't just have to be running in background, they have to be running and opened in the foreground in order to work. So like if you set an alarm in a third-party app and then minimize the app, the alarm won't actually go off at the designated time. Maybe they changed that in the latest version of iOS. I'm not exactly sure because I don't follow Apple. But from what I hear, it just wouldn't work to have an alarm. Plus, I'm assuming most people don't use the alarm anyways. I've only heard a couple of comments where people actually use it. So I figured it wouldn't be too much of a thing to sacrifice for the iOS version. And also, Apple already has some pretty good default alarm application. So I don't think people are worrying about that thing. One more thing. To stop the hack, you have to tap the phone screen 3 times quickly. Because there's no back button like there is on most Android phones, I had to find some other way to implement the hack stopping. So I just use a simple triple tap because, that's sort of similar to how it is in the game, because the operators will tap the screen 3 times. But in the case of iOS, tapping the screen 3 times actually is what closes the hack. That's about all I have to say for now, so like last time, I'll leave you with some more gameplay. If you have any more questions or comments, feel free to put them in the comment section below. But actually, you're more likely to receive a response from me or from another knowledgeable follower if you join the Discord and ask your question there. Just FYI. And the link, by the way, is in the description and in the pinned comment. So please, join it. It's a lot easier for me.
There's 3 in the kitchen hallway.
Op 4, last stop standing.
Nice fucking shot. God damn it, Pete.
Brooks in pool room. Was. Good shit. Fuse.
Maestro's on the overhang. Or alibi, my bad.
Op 4, last operator standing. Resume securing the container once
Good shit.
Op 4 eliminated.
Reload!
2 kids.
Just jumped in the kids.
Portia. No, one is on the kids' window.
Op 4, last operator standing.
He's on the roof. Outside master. Outside master now.
Nice.
4 eliminated.
Good job.
Mission successful. Last operator standing. 4 last stop standing. Op 4 eliminated. Recover the diffuser.
This is in the small tower.
Down to 1 friendly. Op 4 eliminated. Friendly mission successful. Hostile activity. Resume securing the container once the threat is complete. 4 last operators.
Don't pre-fire that side.
How's that? That's so destructible.
team. They might have beagles. Oh, there's somebody still there. There's somebody still there on your left, Sledge. Table.
Desk is dead. Got no cam.
Shot.
Four last operator standing.
She's dead.
Dead.
Ella's all over the place.
Throwing it out.
She's by the drone.
You're securing it, so she's not in there.
Resume securing the room. Last operator standing. Mission successful. One op 4 remaining. Secure the room. Protect the bio container. One op 4 remaining. Container once the threat is neutralized. Op 4 last operator standing. Op 4.
I would help you. Wait, that's an oof. That's a fucking oof on the window.
Down to one friendly. One op 4 remaining. Op 4 eliminated. One op 4 remaining. Securing the container. Last stop standing.
Deadass jump.
Chicken nuggets.
Secure the container.
Just cap.
Hostile activity. Neutralized threat.
Left side.
Op 4 neutralized. Mission successful.